Tomorrow will be better. A 50 kg mass accelerates from 2 meters per second to 10 meters per second in the same direction. Find the impulse needed, of course, needed to give it this acceleration. Follow me, dear friends. Solution. Most of us are familiar with momentum, Newton's second law, but there is this aspect of impulse which many of us miss out. Let me start by recalling us or by reminding us what Newton's second law says. Sometimes it's also called the law of change of momentum. It says F equals to ma, where a is acceleration. Permit me, dear friends, to remind you that acceleration, we will say, but acceleration here is a certain change in velocity v2 minus v1 all over time. This is what the formula for acceleration is. So if we replace it in this formula, we will have that F equals m product of v2 minus v1 all over t. Now look at it at this point. If I multiply both sides of the equation by t, what will I have? I'll have that times t, and then here times t. So I'm going to have to the left F times t equals m into v2 minus v1. But looking at it again, if I expand this, you will end up here with m v2 minus m v1. What is mv, guys? mv refers to the quantity momentum. In other words, to the right hand side, we have a change in the momentum of the object. And this is actually what gives us what we call the impulse, because the left hand side is what we call impulse. So when they're asking for the impulse needed for this acceleration, they're in other words asking for the change in momentum of the object. This is what gives us the impulse. So F times t, which is actually the impulse, will be equal to the mass into the change of the velocity. So that impulse in this case will be equal to the mass 50 kg times the change in velocity v2 10 minus v1 2. So if we correctly punch this, this should be able to give us 50 times 8, which gives me 400. And now you're wondering, what is the unit of of impulse? What's the unit of force, dear friends? Is the Newton. And then what is the unit of time? Is a second. So Newton seconds. Tomorrow will be better.